Sup fans, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a nice franchise review. Well, I'm gonna mostly covering one era of this franchise, and well, we're celebrating 70 years of Godzilla, boy. And today we're gonna be quickly covering the Showa-Era. Yeah, all 15 films. So I'm gonna try to do this as quick as I can. I don't want to drag on and talk too much of each individual film too much, because then again, if I were to talk about how much I love these movies, we're gonna be here for hours and hours and hours. And you know what? One day I'm pretty sure I'm gonna cover these films in a more greater depth. Hopefully, you know, I don't have to face any copyright issues with the video essay. But yeah, I forgot to swallow right there. So yeah, we'll be quickly covering today. We'll be quickly covering the Showa-Era films from 1954 to 1975 coming up right now, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. All right, guys, quiet on set. Scene one, take one. Action. Boom. Now, if you guys like this video, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you share with your friends, and also hit that bell for notifications because, well, it helps the channel a lot. And if you're new here, welcome, sit down, relax, and enjoy the show. Now, I would kindly appreciate if you guys do hit that subscribe button because I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so let's go, guys. I also have the Showa-Era box set here because just in case I don't lose track of like me talking about each individual film. Hopefully I'm not missing any movies and all that stuff because there's a lot for me to talk about, but yeah, but I want to keep it short, simple. Hopefully I can keep each and every video like a bite-sized review, not too in depth, more like fun and all that stuff. So more like a fun video for you guys. So let's do this. And I've already talked about the original film, so yeah. Alright, so speaking of which, the original 1954 classic Godzilla, the legend of Odo Island, rises up from the ocean depths and attacks Tokyo, and it's up for our main characters to stop him. Yeah, so that's my plot synopsis. No, so yeah, I've already covered this film already. So yeah, this movie's a classic. I love the anti-nuclear message and the way this film was so beautifully shot. Godzilla looks scary and imposing, and I would say the practical effects are phenomenal as hell. So yeah, I don't care if it's a guy in a rubber suit, it looks great. The human characters, man, they're really good. The performances are really freaking nice. And yeah, I just love the ending, how it's just like, you know, even though like Godzilla's gone, it's still in a way a realistic and yet sad ending. So yeah, Godzilla raids again. Well, in a way, basically with all these nuclear tests and all that stuff, another Godzilla comes back, but this time he's fighting Anguirus. So now Japan has got two problems now. So yeah, I actually kind of like this one. Actually, it's pretty underrated in my opinion, because although the practical effects are kind of a step down, and sometimes in the human characters, I like the human characters, but they're not as interesting as the previous characters. I love to give credit for this film for basically showing us for the first time ever basically Godzilla's first enemy to fight, which is Anguirus. I love Anguirus. I like that this is the first Godzilla film to show us a kaiju fight like that, and that is just so cool. And I actually quite like the fighting here. This is me. I actually quite like the fighting in this movie because they actually fight like actual animals, like that I see in the nature channels and all that stuff. Back in the day, Godzilla and Anguirus fight like actual animals, and I appreciate that a lot. And the ending where they freeze Godzilla, which is really cool. Instead of killing him, they freeze him up, and of course, you know, for the sequel, King Kong vs. Godzilla, that I think that's pretty neat. I actually quite like it, even though my issue with this movie is that yeah, the characters, they're very much a lot to be desired. Then again, they get moments to shine. I really like our main characters in a lot of areas, but this movie is it's a little slow paced a bit, even though this movie is very short. So yeah, but overall, I still enjoy Godzilla Raids Again. King Kong versus Godzilla. Godzilla breaks free from his icy tomb, but we get this pharmaceutical, Mr. Taco. He wants King Kong as well as their mascot, so they go to Faroe Island to get King Kong, and they find King Kong, and now he gets sedated with the berry juice, and they bring him to Tokyo. But unfortunately, Godzilla's on his way back to Tokyo, and now it's Kong and Godzilla they're in a collision course to fight each other. I love this movie. This is actually like golden era Godzilla, or just kaiju in general, man. Even though the King Kong suit is very, very, very bad, I still in a way find it charming still. I'd say King Kong has a lot of personality, especially when that motherfucker gets drunk as fuck out that berry juice. And I love Godzilla design. He is adorable and cartoony, but he still looks menacing in many ways, and he has so much expressions on all that stuff. I love that a lot. And the final fight in Mount Fuji, Oh, it is so cool. I wish that they actually fought on Tokyo, but you know, yeah, we'll leave that to Kong for destroying that. And also, it's kind of like kind of a remake to the original King Kong. And yeah, and before I wrap up this section, this is the first time we see these two titans of Hollywood, or yeah, of cinema, in widescreen and in color. So that is really cool. Mothra versus Godzilla. So Mothra's eggs just washed up on shore, and this greedy company is basically, they buy it off, and they try to, of course, they try to capitalize on all that stuff, but Godzilla is back, and they're trying to, but then again, the Infinite Island's still mad for not returning the egg, but they try to like talk to them about getting help from Mothra to defeat Godzilla, and this whole theme of nature and all that stuff that is really cool in my opinion. It comes in and, well, plays a big theme in the fight. I actually, man, again, another home run right here, man. I actually love the human cast here. Akira Takarada comes back. Damn, that guy got a lot of charisma on screen. I love it a lot. The villains are funny, but they, you know, they can be menacing at the same time. But, you know, the henchman guy, he's pretty funny. Godzilla's design, I actually quite like Godzilla's design. He's mean, he's pissed off and all that stuff after getting, you know, getting his ass beat by King Kong in the previous one. But yeah, he's mean and all that stuff. I like his entrance rising out of the ground, really nice. Mothra, from the original Mothra movie and her, and this one, this is my favorite Mothra design, and the final fight between her and Godzilla, that is so cool, man. I really like that a lot. Even though, like, how is he gonna fight a giant mob? Well, they show you how he would fight one, and it's so cool, man. I love the fight with him and Mothra, and the fight with her babies and Godzilla, and they kicked his ass at the end. Hey, that's pretty cool, actually. I like that. This is still when Godzilla was still a bad guy. Yeah, great characters, great kaiju action, and yeah, I really dug this one. Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. Whoa, Ghidorah lands in space and he rises up and all that stuff, causing mayhem. But well, then again, Godzilla is also back, and Rodan is back, and they fight. But Mothra interferes, and they all had to work together to stop Ghidorah, because one kaiju cannot take him down, because he's a powerful dude. Man, this movie, again, Golden Era kaiju, man. They're on, again, another home run here. God, this is like a grand slam, I think, at this point, or way beyond that. Ghidorah is amazing, man. His wingspan just fills up the entire screen, and I love that so much. And this is when, yeah, Godzilla starts transitioning to become a good guy, like a hero. And the fights with him and Rodan, they're awesome, man. They're funny as hell, too. And Mothra's pretty cool here. And the final fight at the end, man, classic kaiju fight. I love it a lot. And I just like that, in a way, the stakes are raised, because, you know, this alien Ghidorah, he can destroy the planet. So, yeah. And the human characters, I quite enjoy them a lot. Especially the princess character. Invasion of Astro Monster, or according to the Japanese translation, is the Great Monster War, which, that's a cool title, actually. Aliens ask for the humans for help, so they borrow Godzilla and Rodan because, well, Ghidorah is attacking their base. And so we have that awesome, I think, first and only fight we get in space with Godzilla and King Ghidorah and Rodan. So they borrow Godzilla and Rodan, and so they have a cool fight. But then later on, well, you know, the aliens, of course, they were behind it the whole time, so they take control of Godzilla and Rodan. And there's also the humans up against the aliens, and even Ghidorah, they're causing mayhem. So there's three monsters already attacking everything. Well, of course, you know, they figured a way to break Godzilla and Rodan free, and even Ghidorah free from control. And now it's just a big fight between the three of them. Well, it's 2 against 1. Godzilla and Rodan against Ghidorah. And again, I love this one. Nick Adams is in this, and he's just great, really freaking great. This is a movie where I always like to go back and forth with the English dub and the Japanese. Even though I prefer watching it in Japanese, I would love to see one day. Hopefully, I get to see one day with maybe just like a version. The Japanese, like, people are like, the Japanese actors are speaking Japanese and Nick Adams is speaking in English. So I don't know. I think I like to see that. I mean, maybe it won't make really a whole lot of sense, but I really, you know, I would like to see that. Man, the special effects are phenomenal, man. And this movie, like, it takes a while to build a bit, but once it gets going, holy shit, man. It becomes a big special effects spectacle, and it just doesn't stop. I love it a lot. There's a lot going on screen. I love that a lot. And that leads to the final fight between Godzilla and Rodan versus King Ghidorah. I freaking loved it a lot, man. I love this movie, man. This is such a good movie. The score, again, Akira Kifube's score is phenomenal here. Oh my god, it is so good. Ebira Horror the Deep. So a bunch of funny-ass human characters going straight to this island when they find out a bunch of people from Infinite Island are enslaved by this, you know, nasty-ass people here. And, well, when people try to escape, well, they spray this yellow berry or fruit mist around so they can, you know, drive away Ebira, the giant lobster, and well, people try to escape, they get eaten, all that stuff. Well, Godzilla and Mothra, she helps out a way. Godzilla, well, he's waking up by the humans, and him and Ebira have a fight. I actually it's one of my least favorites from the Godzilla franchise, one of my least favorites, but I still enjoy this one, actually, I gotta say. It does take a while, though, but then again, I kind of find the characters kind of fun and, you know, amusing and all that stuff, but it does take a while for Godzilla to get going, even though I heard, it's been documented that's originally supposed to be King Kong here, but, you know, yeah, well, what film that would have been, but yeah. But when Godzilla shows up, it gets really fun. It gets really cool. He looks like the Cookie Monster according to James Rolfe. And yeah, I agree. He looks like the Cookie Monster. And that fight with him and freaking Ebira, man, at the end. It is cool. Even Ebira, I would say he does put up a fight. He does put up a good fight with Godzilla. But still, you know, he gets his ass beat. And sometimes when I watch this movie, I crave for lobster, man. I love lobster, so goddamn. But yeah, no, having a delicious giant lobster as a kaiju, that is actually a fun idea. And it's a fun fight. But then again, around this, even though I enjoy the human characters, it's pretty much the weakest part of the film. So yeah. But I overall still enjoy this one. Actually, I don't think I have a Godzilla, maybe. Well, right now, I can't think of a Godzilla movie that I dislike. Actually, maybe one. But yeah, that's a video for another time. Son of Godzilla. Well, Minya or Manila I think it depends on the dub, or it just depends on the translation that you hear from. Well, this character is introduced, and Godzilla's got to raise this little dude and all that stuff, and well, trying to teach him how to fight and defend him against Kumonga and Kamacuras and all that stuff. So Kumonga's a giant spider, and Kamakura's a bunch of praying mantis. So yeah, basically Godzilla's in a way kind of basically it's more Minya's movie, actually, just, you know, kind of a coming of age movie. But yeah, overall, actually, this is a cute family movie, I gotta say. I don't dislike this movie, even though I think, then again, yeah, I would say this is my least favorite. Well, one of my least favorites. But I still like these movies. I still enjoy this one. I think it's a cute, fun kids or family movie to enjoy. Even the ending is pretty much, you know, very sad. In a way, no, not sad, but it's just very heartwarming that I sometimes get a little teared up, because it's just Godzilla's, you know, he's deep down, he's a good dad, even though like he can get kind of abusive, stepping on Minya's tail just to breathe atomic breath. But yeah, no, but Minya, he's a fun character, even though his design is kind of ugly, or not ugly, just goofy looking in my opinion. But Minya is still a fun character. I still enjoyed Minya. He's very adorable in some areas, even though very adorable in many ways. But even though he can get on my nerves sometimes, he really throws a tantrum, and it's annoying. But yeah, the human characters they're fine. They're totally fine. This movie is actually a pretty fine family movie, I gotta say, at the end of the day. And the final fight between Kumonga and all that stuff, and the Kamacuras, and the fights with Kamacuras, that is pretty cool. I like that a lot. And the score is goofy and funny. But then again, there's a huge thing there's a negative that I don't like, is, yeah, this is probably my least favorite Godzilla suit, probably. Because goddamn, he looks, yeah, like a lot of people say he looks like a tadpole. Yeah, he looks goofy looking, man. Like very goofy looking. Like some dude it's like some dude punched him in the face so much that his face went in. That's very mean of me to say. But yeah, but I overall enjoy this one. Destroy all monsters. Basically, it is the Avengers Endgame of the Godzilla franchise and all that stuff. So these aliens take over the world, and Ghidorah, of course, Ghidorah is here. And Godzilla, they control but then again, before this, they are controlling each and every kaiju. But then, of course, the humans find a way to break them free and all that stuff. And well, Ghidorah is also there to destroy everything. And Godzilla and everybody, Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan, Anguirus, Gorosaurus, Kumonga. I might have missed a few here and there. I think Baragon is in it, man. Baragon is in it. Minya's in it too. So yeah, it's a it's a it's a lot of kaijus here, but you know what? That is awesome. That when they all team up to defeat Ghidorah and kill Ghidorah, finally, it is fucking phenomenal. Yeah, this movie takes a while to get going when it comes to kaiju action because you really focus on the human characters a lot. But when there's kaijus in action, when there's monsters in action on screen, damn, it pays off so much. The miniatures effects, they look great. This giant spectacle is so good. And the final fight, it is something. It's a beauty to behold, man. I love it. And Godzilla, I love this Godzilla suit, actually. I love this Godzilla. His design is so cool. And oh my god, yeah, I really dig this one a lot, man. It's fun. And it does. And I feel it takes place in the future too, I think in 1999, I think. So this movie is like, canonical wise, like storyline wise, this is like, if you're gonna watch this in chronological order, this is the one you watch the last, and this feels like a damn true good finale. But yeah, overall, man, I really dig this movie a lot, man. Yeah, it does take a while to get going, but once all the action comes together, it is just awesome. I really love this movie. All Monsters Attack, aka Godzilla's Revenge. So this kid is just daydreaming on hanging out with Minya and all that stuff, and I believe a group of thugs or yakuza, I think, they kidnap him because he's that dude. This kid is like roaming and getting involved in things that he shouldn't get involved, but still, and also he's fighting a bully and all that stuff. So yeah, but then again, his parents are not much in his life and all that stuff. So yeah, this kid is, I gotta say, he kind of has a messed up childhood, kind of in a way, but he has a guardian that takes care of him and all that stuff. But yeah, he's this kid is imagining things with Godzilla and Minya. Minya talked in this one, and Gabra's there to like as a metaphor as the bully. So yeah, this movie is like a greatest hits of Godzilla. So they recycle a lot of stuff from Ebida, Son of Godzilla, like all these family friendly movies, and you know what? Yeah, it is another one that's low on my list. Like, of all the Godzilla movies in the franchise, it is low on my list, but I kind of still enjoy it because I kind of do like some of the stuff here. The message, it's a mixed bag. As much as I am all for standing up for yourself, sometimes, you know what, it's not really worth it. But yeah, but then again, I also like this whole like hidden thing with like the parents not getting involved with their kids a lot, or they like this child feels a bit neglected, which, yeah, you know, kind of dark in a way. But yeah, it is very lazy stock footage and all that stuff, and they try to edit it as it's part of the story, which, you know, whatever. But I don't think it's that offensive to me. But then again, it is very lazy. But the new footage with Gabra, that is cool. The final fight with Team Gabra, Godzilla and Minya, that is a fun fight. It really is. It really is a fun fight. And the whole side plot with the Yakuza and all that stuff. And also, yeah, with the it actually parallels the kid's imagination and the actual action. I like that it does parallel that. But yeah, it's it really kind of drags down the film a bit for me. This movie is very, in my opinion, slow paced. But then again, I haven't seen this one in a good while though. So yeah, but overall, I still in a way enjoy this one. So yeah, because I understand the messaging and some of the hidden themes and all that stuff with this, and the new action that's in this movie is really fun. But overall, yeah, it's a movie that I don't really watch the most, but it is an intriguing film. It is intriguing. Godzilla versus Hedorah. So a smog monster Hedorah appears and Godzilla shows up and all that stuff and tries to fight him. That is basically the plot here. So yeah, I remember like, yeah, this is Yoshimitsu Banno's baby right here. And you know what? I'm gonna go straight for it. I love this movie, man. I remember when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, this movie's weird, but I love it. But I actually watch it and I no longer think it's really weird. I love it. It's very art housey-ish, artsy, you know? I like that a lot. And I do like the message about pollution and the environmentalism and all that stuff. And yeah, man, and this movie is fast. But then again, yeah, the final fight, this movie, like, you're enjoying it for like, it feels like 40 minutes, you're enjoying the movie, and then later they're already in the final fight. But then again, the final fight does, yeah, drag a bit. It kind of goes on a bit too long, and for my taste, but it's still good. Godzilla, he looks great. Hedorah, it's a damn cute design. He's pretty cute in many areas. I like Hedorah, and their fights are freaking awesome. Especially the final fight, man. That is cool. It gets nasty as hell, but yeah, the kid character, he's actually pretty decent, and the human characters, they're they're actually they're pretty much useful. I like that. I like that they got useful human characters here. But yeah, no, I like that. I like the surrealism. I like the different styles of directions and directing and all that stuff. And I actually still enjoy the special effects in this one. I dig Hetero a lot. I really like this movie a lot, really. And the Save the Earth theme song is really fun, man. I like it a lot. And the whole trippiness of drugs and all that stuff, that is really cool. I love Godzilla vs. Hetero, man. I'm one of those that really loves this one. Godzilla versus Gigan. So like space cockroaches disguised as humans, they try to create this theme park, and well, they get this comic book artist and all that stuff involved, and well, they find out they got an evil plan, and so, and also they're holding the female protagonist's brother and all that stuff hostage and all that stuff. So yeah, and so they have this creature named Gigan that they're controlling, but also Ghidorah's his homeboy, so they're like destroying everything. And Godzilla, in a way, he senses it, so he sends Anguirus, and well, and Anguirus goes back to him that there's trouble afoot, and then they go and they have a 2-on-2 fight with Gigan and Ghidorah. And yeah, this is another one that I actually quite like, even though they use stock footage from destroying monsters and all that stuff. This is the one that I enjoy. But, and also actually quite like the human characters in some areas, in many ways actually. Sorry, I hope I'm making sense of that. But this movie, again, in my opinion, it kind of drags on a bit. And I don't think you don't get any kaiju action until like 30 to 40 minutes in. So this movie, look, if you're only here for the kaiju action, you're gonna have to wait. So, yeah. But when it delivers, man. Gigan, I love Gigan. He's a cool creature. Ghidorah's back, but how is he back? Well, I think since Destroying Monsters takes place in the future, this one takes place like in the current time, like more like in the past. So, yeah, so Ghidorah is still alive in this time. So yeah, Ghidorah, he looks pretty cool. There's some, I gotta say, this is me though, some of the effect shots, he looks kind of cheap looking. Not just because of their little like flying figures and all that stuff, especially the close-up when they get introduced, but no, there's some areas where they do look just a little cheap. But then again, when they're wide shots, man, they look great with the special effects and the explosions. That is really cool. And the final fight it really is cool. And I don't think it drags on a bit too long. It gets straight to the point, and that is cool. And it's also very brutal, but yet metal at the same time to see Godzilla bleed a lot. So, but yeah, overall, I really dug this one. This is a really fun, it's a fun movie. It does take a while to get going, but you know, when it delivers, I say it delivers. Godzilla versus Megalon. This is more of a Jet Jaguar film, so yeah. So a race of people, just a group of people underground, they're sick and tired of all these atomic testings and all that stuff, are just humans destroying the environment. So they send a Megalon to destroy the world, and it's up for these humans who create a Jet Jaguar to stop him. And Godzilla, they get help from Godzilla, so yeah. This is more of a Jet Jaguar film, but it's still, you know, I still think this is fun. Yeah, I like this movie. I actually quite like this one. I don't love it, but I like it a lot. Megalon, cool design, especially when he shows up. It's really cool. Jet Jaguar, I like Jet Jaguar, man. I really like his design. He's cool. He got got a good personality. That is cool. And the human characters, I don't think they're bad at all. They're just okay. They're perfectly fine. And I quite like Godzilla's puppy dog face. He looks pretty cute and all that stuff. Speaking of Godzilla, this dude don't show up to like what, 50 minutes in the film, and the movie's almost over. So, but then again, this film, I believe I think it was supposed to be a Jet Jaguar film, but they only slapped Godzilla at the last minute just to be a more marketable film. So here, yeah, Godzilla really does feel like an afterthought, but I do find his entrance hilarious, man. That dude comes in, trotting and shit, and just going like this and just doing this, but that epic handshake with him and Jet Jaguar, man, that is so cool. And again, we get a cool fight. So they get Gigan in to help out Megalon, and again, 2-on-2, really cool. And of course, we get that famous, you know, drop kick moment from Godzilla. Classic. It has a lot of classic moments here and there. Yeah, the final fight is really fun. Yeah, again, it's one of those movies that it does take a while to get going. Even with like all this kaiju destruction, it's still like and the stock footage is so obvious here. But then again, once the final like 40-30 minutes in, when it gets going, it really doesn't stop. This movie becomes a roller coaster of fun. That's just me. I really dug this movie a lot. Godzilla vs. Megalon, man. This is really good. Well, yeah, it's very good, but it's more of a like than love. But I still enjoy this one. I like this one a lot, so I watch this movie every so now and then. Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. So a fake Godzilla is destroying everything, and it has a fight with Anguirus and all that stuff. So the real Godzilla shows up, and he shows everybody this guy is a basically a robot version of him. And the Legend of Okinawa, King Caesar shows up so they can have like a 2-on-1 fight. Yeah, this movie, it's fucking awesome, man. I also like the music, man. I think this is, I would say this is Jun Fukuda's best film he's directed out of the Godzilla films. It's very fun. I actually quite like the human characters here a bit, but even though they rip off a lot of James Bond movies, and we got space apes, so that is cool. I believe these are aliens from the black hole, which is really nice. And also, I like the main villain here. He's really fun. Mecha Godzilla, he is fun, man. He is just near invincible, but you know, he still gets his ass beat by Godzilla and everything like that. And he makes Godzilla into a blood spring fountain, which is crazy. And yeah, speaking of Godzilla, I love Godzilla's suit here, man. He is so cool. I love his design so much. And the final fight at the end, it is really cool. I like the final fight when they're fighting in the foundry or in the factory, which is really cool, especially with the reveal scene with Mecha Godzilla. But the final fight, man, that's when all the explosions and the light shows happen, and that final fight just delivers so much. This is a movie that one of those Godzilla movies that I love going back to a lot, man. This is such a classic film in my opinion. Terror of Mechagodzilla, the final film of the Showa-Era. So Mechagodzilla, well, like the aliens are back and all that stuff. So Mechagodzilla is basically back, but they also get the help from Dr. Mifune, who knows about Titanosaurus. So they're controlling Titanosaurus to also cause destruction, even though Titanosaurus is a benevolent creature. So that's pretty sad. So Godzilla he comes in and tries to save everybody. So yeah, this was basically a 2-on-1. So it's Titanosaurus and Mechagodzilla versus Godzilla. So yeah. And this is Ishiro Honda's last film to direct. And Ishiro Honda's the director of the original Godzilla, and he's like the most of the director from a lot of the best Godzilla films in my opinion here. And what a way to go, man. I love his theme about, even I would say this applies to this very day about this whole AI coming up, how he talks about like a human brain is more superior than a computer, which, you know what, I agree, man. I really like that a lot. I love that message about the film. It's delivered by Dr. Mifune, but it's also played by Akihiro Hirata, so Dr. Mifune, so he's really cool. He does a great performance here, man. We get that villain again from Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, which he is fun. Katsura, she cute as hell. And I liked our protagonists too. They're fun. The Interpol agents, they're pretty fun. I like these human characters, really. Also, this movie is a bit less colorful than the previous installment. So, because this is a direct sequel to the versus Mechagodzilla. Because that one had a lot of color. Here it's a bit more muted, but then again, I think Ishiro Honda's, that's his style. He goes more of a natural muted color, even though like he shows vibrancy in some of his other Godzilla films. Still, I think here he wanted to go with a more grittier tone of the film, and it works so much. I also love Godzilla's entrance here, one of the like top 3 best entrances of Godzilla. And the final fight, man, it's great. I think the stakes are bigger here than in the last one because Godzilla does get his ass beat so much, man. Even the suit gets lit on fire and all that stuff. But yeah, no, it's just crazy, man. Titanosaurus, man. I actually quite like Titanosaurus. Even though its cackle can get annoying sometimes, I still like Titanosaurus. And Mechagodzilla, he is still badass as here, but he does this now, which is funny. No, not funny. It's cool. I like it a lot. And also, Mechagodzilla is brutal here. And I love the ending where Godzilla's just swimming back to the ocean. And you know what? It is a nice way to end the Showa-Era films, man. So yeah. So that was all of my reviews for the Showa-Era, man. This is, I gotta say, just talking about it in front of you guys makes me want to go watch these again, all in a row, binge the whole franchise again, man. This was fun. No, really, I love talking about Godzilla. Even though my channel is more of a geek channel, not a Godzilla-centered channel, but I love talking about this and just talking about it in front of you guys. This is so cool, man. The Showa-Era films, going back. God damn, man. I can see why even Criterion loves to focus on the Showa-Era films. Even a lot of mainstream media focuses on the Showa-Era films. It's the most diverse era of films, I'd say, because it's so many tones, so many different messages, so many things. It's so versatile, which is great. And you know what? I gotta say, even though I know that I understand people not being a fan of this art, but I love this art because it really defines like the Showa-Era. All its multiple tones and stuff like that. Some cheesy but fun, some serious and fun. So this is so cool. Good, man. Yeah, there's no, even though I'd say that I was talking about like some of these films are some of my least favorites in the franchise, none of these films I dislike. I always find something of value in these, and man, it's so good going back, just watching this stuff. It is so cool. No, man, overall, I love the Showa-Era films, man. I really do. I would say, yeah, it is my favorite era of the Godzilla franchise. Not because it's the original stuff, but just looking back, because I think this is when the special effects overall were good. You get all these tones and different directing styles, and yeah, and also it even shows Heisei Millennium and Reiwa and even the Monsterverse. They know this, especially the Monsterverse are right now. They're in the stage of being heavily influenced by the cheesy era, or yeah, the cheesy era of the franchise right now with Godzilla Kong the New Empire. This movie, this era is the influence. Without this, we don't get all these other stuff, because the Heisei Millennium, they borrow stuff from this, especially the kaiju, not just kaijus, but even tones and messages. So yeah, no, overall, man, the Showa-Era films, yeah, I would say it's my favorite era of the Godzilla franchise. Man, I forgot to swallow again there. Thank you guys so much for watching my Showa-Era review of the Godzilla franchise. So, what are your thoughts on the Showa-Era films of Godzilla? Let me know down in the comment section down below. So this is Javi from JAVIWOOD Productions signing off, and hope you guys enjoyed the show.